Jessica Frost Ballas here with a video for lawnfawn. Today I'm creating a cheery, punny card with some ink blending, stenciling, and lots of sparkle, so let's get started. My background is going to take the longest time to dry, so I start with that first. I blend picked raspberry, abandoned coral, and dried marigold distress oxide ink onto a panel of Ranger Heavy Stock white cardstock. I start on the edges with picked raspberry and blend to the dried marigold in the center. I go back and forth between the colors until I have a smooth transition. While I'm working, I pick up the panel and look at it from different angles to make sure I'm happy with the blending. Then I spray the panel first with water and then with shimmer spray. I let the panel dry for a few minutes and then tape one layer of the snowflake background stencil over my blended panel. I apply a thin layer of lawnfawn fairy dust stencil paste over the panel for a subtle sparkle. I carefully peel up the stencil and then let the panel dry completely. Don't forget to clean your stencil immediately so it's easy to get the paste off before it dries. Once the panel dries, you'll really see the shimmer from the paste. While it was drying, I stamped two of the fairies from Frosty Fairy Friends with VersaFine and heat embossed them with clear embossing powder. Then I colored them with Copic markers. I used E50, E11, and E23 for their skin and R02 for their cheeks. I colored their dresses, winter accessories, and wings in Copic shades close to my blended background so they'd match nicely. Finally, I colored their hair in shades of warm gray. Once I was finished coloring, I die cut them with the coordinating dies. My stencil panel wasn't totally dry at this point, so I went ahead and prepped the rest of my card design. I stamped the fairy word from Frosty Fairy Friends onto black cardstock with embossing ink and heat embossed it with gold embossing powder before trimming it down to a thin label. Then I die cut the giant sending big hugs once from gold glitter cardstock and twice from white cardstock. I adhered them together to create a nice thick dimensional sentiment. I also kept the little dots above the eyes in a separate bowl so I wouldn't lose them. While the panel was still drying, I decided to add a little gold metallic paint splatter to coordinate with the sparkly gold sentiment. Once it was totally dry, I adhered it to a top-folding white card base. Then I used liquid glue to adhere the sentiment. Since the stencil panel adds a lot of dimension that can get in the way of the glue adhering, I placed a piece of scrap paper over the sentiment and used big acrylic blocks to hold the sentiment in place while it dried. While it set, I used the glitter pen to add sparkle to the fairy's wings. Then I added the dots above the eyes and the rest of my custom punny sentiment to the card with liquid glue. I added my fairies with a mix of regular adhesive and foam mounting tape for a little more dimension. Finally, I wanted just a little more sparkle, so I added a thin layer of Nuvo crystal glaze to the fairy wings and sprinkled them with chunky and prisma glitter. I like sprinkling the glitter sparingly instead of just covering all the glue with glitter, so you get the sparkle from the glitter and some of the shine from the crystal glaze. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I'd love for you to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment. Be sure to subscribe to the lawnfawn channel for even more crafty inspiration. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, have a fantastic day and happy crafting. Bye!